was not implemented correctly. MVCI has rollback, and it's actually good. MVCI has some of the best netcode of a Capcom. Why do you think I like it? I think I like it. Guess what? Street Fighter 5.
I knew I should have taken that left point in Albuquerque.
Guys, just dropped the video on their experience with the game. Okay, yeah, let's so big shout out to Capcom, right? I think it was 1, 2, 3, 4. Andy, I think a bunch of the Capcom guys actually set this up to happen because there's been a lot of West Coast representation for Street Fighter 6 and not a lot of folks on the East Coast have had a chance to play it. That's great, right? It's just great to see like people in their natural element. The only thing they had to do was show off the simplified control of it. And that was it. The rest of the time they just got to do whatever they want, right? That's the the game. And again, they had like 5,000 viewers or something like that, which is
Let's get to fighting!
Reinforce the idea that what the devs are going for is working. I don't think it's perfect. I think there's definitely some.
Oh my god, look at you! What a weirdo!
I'm fine. Happens all the time. Whoa.
Okay, I'm here.
I'm coming at you. Get a load of this.
Do a kickflip!
You'll regret it.
Booyah! Bango! You got this, Red Team! Better luck next time, dudes.
Fair and square.
Like if you did it for Vince.
Who's the winner? Alright, me.
So
Play again?
look at me, that will go away. Before you're used to the game, that will end up being right. It'll end up being very good at the start.
Zoinks! A lot of fighters to choose from, man.
I will fight for those who cannot fight for themselves.
Eventually, you'll want people to do it to you because you'll be able to counter. So don't worry. This is something that if you've not really played yet, it's really just the way it is. You have to accept that even though you're a Street Fighter, there's going to be shit that's going to strip you out. That's just the nature of the game. Just like it's fun. It's fun jumping into a game and not knowing what is going to blow your ass up.
Let's get to fighting!
Going over the end when they've obviously had like a bit more playtime with the game. You're gonna get hit by this a lot, Chad. So that's the command.
This hammer ain't just for show, Toots.
Once again.
We got a truth, pal. Hope you like it.
I'll take a whack at it.
Here's the one.
winning!
Ugh, never trust a common pig. Or a pig in a common, for that matter. Alright.
Nice work, man.
Let me show you something,
Was this match more than you bargained for?
Continue.
Really fuck around with like nuance too much because
Let's go!
like was breathing down my neck to be the person to gather this shit. So I'm like, okay, so I have to prioritize this.
Oh, there's a lot of fighters to choose from, man.
People that just sit down with one character for like 4 or 5 hours and start to see some shit.
Now we talk.
That's the stuff that is really cool. And it does good damage too. So the game that's dropped that very good experience, Street Fighter 6 is going to be on Xbox, PC, and PlayStation, and 3DS channel. And it will have crossplay. They found out that all dragon punches, all levels of dragon punches are anti-air invincible. Really? That hasn't been the way in Street Fighter for a long while. Since like maybe vanilla Street Fighter 4, maybe Super Street Fighter 4. So if somebody jumps at you, you can actually do heavy DP to the most damage possible. Super Turbo? Street Fighter 4 at the start had it. But then they, at some point in Street Fighter,
Let's get to fighting!
mediums, at some point they made Ken and Ryu have to do essentially medium DP to anti or something. That was the big one Ken had to use. But Street Fighter 4 vanilla wasn't that way. Ryu could do heavy ass DP, FADC motherfucker, which would be hella damage. And it could be
Yeah, shall we dance?
Coming your way.
Fun. Happens all the time.
Work like a charm.
Watch your ankle. Keep your eyes off. Time to turn it around.
You're totally winning!
Never trust a common pig. Or a pig in a common, for that matter.
Oh, we got this, red team! Nice work, man!
What did you expect?
Fairies come out absolutely can. So it's risky. Everything
A lot of fighters to choose from, man.
I was saying, the whole game feels like a giant mix of risk reward. Where like, and it seems to be
Who are they?
I'm a professional.
people playing it, even more exemplifying that there's going to be an even higher level of risk reward associated with your board game. And I think that's awesome. Dude, this game only has 4 characters. But you've only seen the gameplay of 3 characters. It's so right, 3 characters loaded by like a monster that's weird. What's happening to this character? Imagine like what happens when characters get really nutty. What happened when Kimberly's jumped in here, or Jury, or anything.
I am loyal to embarrassing, dog. I didn't like how you did me in this tournament. And this is open.
I want to see Ken and Ryu in this game fight each other so bad. I want to see what that looks like.
Oh my god.
Like, let's get to fighting.
All bias. Let's go. Oh, that was gonna be. Nah. I'm sorry. I take that back.
Yeah, and here's the thing: if Ryu's relatively like the dry, straightforward character, like he is like in the Third Strike and stuff like that, even straightforward Man,
Every hurt is a lesson, and every lesson makes you better. Not today.
Sweet, bada. Out the way.
You're totally winning.
Our story can't end yet.
Nice work, man.
like footsie range, it feels like footsie range from here could be. Actually, I'm sorry. Yeah, no,
Good riddance to bad rubbish.
Rematch. Very similar situation. Very true. V trigger? No, dude. No, the pokes in Street Fighter V weren't good, yo. Like everybody's normals in Street Fighter V weren't that good. So that range, you had to be much closer. In Street Fighter 4, I'm sorry, Street Fighter 5. I could say 4. Street Fighter 5 pokes just sucked.
A lot of fighters to choose from, man.
Inherently bad. It's like dashing.
Pinky, looks like I'm up.
Poke me, or are they gonna dash? Right? So everyone's stubby ass normals gonna have to be dashed through.
Blue spotted.
But I want you to actually play footsie
A lot of fighters to choose from, man.
Saga Frontier 2 says,
Like, let's get to fighting.
start saying shit for me after I just said never speak ever again. I didn't know.
check those power levels.
Haven't you done this before, Daddy?
Got him.
Seriously, Daddy?
Aim for the fences.
Hey, listen! No biggie. Listen up! Get brain candy, Brawny!
Totally got this, Red Team.
So annoying!
Way better luck next time, dudes.
It's crazy. The fact that Drive Rush changes that.
I think the word you're looking for is
Continue? Okay!
Zoinks. A lot of fighters to choose from, man.
That's actually quite eloquent.
Like, let's get to fighting.
My father didn't back down. Neither will I.
Pick up.
That's just one blow. Analyze and destroy.
Come in hot.
never began.
Better luck next time, dudes.
Yeah, keep up the momentum.
Nice. Toasty.
Again, trained Chun?
I know, I honestly, you know, I'm not on social media, but I don't know. I mean, it is what it is, but that is what people think. It's gonna be around here, just kissing gluteus maximus. Well, listen now, bro. It is what it is. They didn't pay me.
Yeah, I thought Gen trained people. Chat's like coming up with something I've never heard before.
There's only a lot of fighters to choose from, man.
Here's the thing, chat. This is possible this early on because right there, the normals in Street Fighter 6 were fundamentally different than the ones in Street Fighter 5. Where in Street Fighter 5, look at this. You see how far away Jamie's foot actually is, and you see how there's actually no hitting happening, but to go ahead and like one frame. Look at that. So the reason this happens, the reason why the game wants you to play footsies a lot more, and I think they eventually fixed it in Street Fighter 5, and this is old school Street Fighter. Right? Your hitbox lingers for a little bit, right? And even though your character reflexes a bit, they want you to try to poke and counter poke each other to get, hits off. So even though you have this big ass normal, right? You're also technically throwing out a big ass hurt box that can be attacked if you time it right. So that is very. There are a lot of Street Fighter 5 systems that have been very difficult. And I think they actually changed that a ton later on in Street Fighter 5 because it was just impossible to whiplash, right? So now they're just exemplifying it even more, right? Where instead of characters having so many normals, now they get really big normals that you can sort of like really fish for shit all over the place. And the last Street Fighter game that had that was a bit of Street Fighter 4. I really like Street Fighter 3. I think that's the idea. The idea is to return more to like footsie neutral, but also to make it more friendly because, what happens? It leads to corner carry, it leads to stun, it leads to like all this new shit. Yeah, the dry cancel now makes it even more dangerous. Damn!
And you can get combos that you would regularly get on the punish counter, but like, drive rush, punish counter, actually It's crazy because for those that don't know, I am those that happen to not know. So that's news to me that even has information. I respect you. That is crazy.
And here's the thing, like this stuff already looks really cool. Nobody's even trying to parry through offense, right? Which can absolutely open shit up. If there was one thing I was probably spending most of my time in my videos showing off the game was stuff that I thought would look really cool, and I knew that parries were going to look cool, so I specifically was going for them. Like every single opportunity I had to parry some shit, I was just going to go for it, whether or not I was going to get killed or not. So these guys are mostly trying to figure out newer combo opportunities, right? What the drive gauge sets up for like combo wise and pressure wise, which is nice. Their ideology of what they were trying to figure out was different than the very early shit that I was going for, which is good. But it also means that there's certain levels to the game to discover stuff, right? Yeah, they were scared of parrying because of what it could eventually lead to, right? Because parrying, and I even came to this conclusion later on, that it could be inherently pretty risky. But knowing when to parry, obviously, was like, oh, hugely rewarding at times.
Cheers, that is bars.
Yeah. Like, you can parry through block pressure. You just can't. Parries are frame one. You can parry through block pressure. People can't just do, like, medium, walk forward, medium. No, you can't. Like, you have to make people think twice about that shit now.
Dude, if you do regular command throw, I can
Like, all that, variables. Like, every single thing. After, for example, this is when you don't have to really respect some shit in this game. If you see Ryu start doing all this green shit and he's going nuts on you, obviously he can throw you out of parry, right? But all this stuff, all this like momentum that he has running forward that he's going to carry over into overheads or whatnot, you don't have to respect any of this shit. You can parry through all of that. You don't have to parry every single thing, but you can time your parry as soon as he hits a button, and then recover immediately after, or pretty fast after. So that's kind of that definitely changes up the game when you have that. Kind of like a Ryo parry. Sorta, it's even more encompassing. It doesn't give you that much of a reward back, because it depends on what you parry. So I think there's still a lot of wiggle room there. Because what happens when you parry something, and then you drive rush forward? You have enough time to do shit? Shit. Would you have enough time to throw tech? Sometimes you do. Believe it or not, there's still a lot we don't know about parry. And like how long you hold it down for, and how long the recovery is, because sometimes if I just tap parry, it recovers really quick. But if I hold it down,
EA Sports, it's in the game.
so I feel like we have a lot of understanding of how parry works. But we really don't know what the fuck happens when you get a parry, how much time you get out. Because we still don't actually have a lot of like, information on how that works. Because you can just sit down and parry.
This is one of those offensive performances that I'll never forget. What a game.
Of course, Phoenix, thank you.
That's actually crazy. A drinking problem. It seems this man is only 100 pounds. This man's his abs is still okay. The rush. Clip that. Yes.
This does like no damage, but it looks cool.
It looks green on this side. Yeah. Oh yeah.
In this game, grabs. It's variable except grabs.
There you go. That's three. Joe looked at mine. Yeah, that's three.
So anyway, the combo you just saw does not normally work outside of drive rush. If you do down medium punch into down heavy punch, that does not combo, right? I tried comboing this when I was playing the game, and it doesn't work. However, when you drive rush out of a normal,
That's three. Joe
all of a sudden, it works. It actually combos this time.
looked at mine. Yeah, that's three.
So that is genuinely interesting, right? That is genuinely like. So how much shit changes out of drive rush? How much frame data changes on block? How much frame data changes on hit?
Yeah, guys. So you saw that multiple combo from L.I. Joe. So obviously, the more drinks you have,
You just dash to activate drive rush. Pretty much, it's hold down mediums, which is what parry is, and then you press forward forward.
Alright, so you heard it here first. The more drinks you have, the more AA meetings you will be attending. Yeah, man. Oh, you're in trouble.
So that's why you saw all the at first I thought that was just the records. I thought I was like tripping.
No?
Yeah.
Drive rush is absolutely FADC input like, yes, without actually landing the FADC. If you land the FADC part of it, that's a drive cancel.
This is level 4. When you
And
go
it
to
costs
level
3
4,
bars.
that's when you release the air. That's when you have access to command throw. You have access to
That's what you get.
So you get access to the records, but each hit of the record is multi-hitting. So I haven't seen the ones with the kicks. Like what's the kicks at level 4? I don't know how it looks.
I don't know the company was fast at it.
On that break. No. You can punish it. That's why you can't let them rock. In that situation, it just worked out. You know, as I noticed, I don't know this. I might be incorrect on this, but you guys are correct. Those that probably tried it, but I know the more you leveled up, it looks like the faster you're able to drink. It looks like he literally did the drink at level 3, and it was mad fast. How he like what's level 4? So I could be wrong.
I remember like there were points where he was taking the drink out, he was recover a lot.
Yeah. I think so. I mean, he got to level 4 pretty fast. Like, he was already at 3, but when he gained the level 4, it was kind of fast. Yeah, and
Can you parry and then dash cancel into combo? That's the great mystery, because not a lot of people have done it. That's the big mystery, is that if the dash cancel out of like parrying small hits allows you to, get a combo.
That is one thing that really surprised me. I wasn't expecting.
Hello again, everybody. I'm the coach, and this is Madden Ultimate Team. Hope you're ready, because we've got another good one on tap.
And we are underway at Allegiant Stadium. Fields it right around the goal line. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. Now, for the first time, we get to see this Philadelphia offense led out by their dual-threat quarterback now in his 3rd season, Jalen Hurts. First play, Hurts looking to throw it. On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete.
The touch and timing are critical for those types of throws. He put a lot of zip on that one. Needed just a little bit more finesse trying to get it to his back.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Hurts. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. Crowd getting into the bit already. Here's an early 3rd and 10. Here's Hurts to throw. And that will be incomplete as well.
That was the first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
And Sanders now to return. It's a 47-yard punt, but they did give up 10 on the return. And it'll be Raiders football 1st and 10. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. They're led out by Kirk Cousins, former Michigan State product, who's now in his 11th NFL season. It'll be Sanders to begin the drive. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's run down. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive. It's a quick first down.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with an idea. Slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. Cousins now from the 50. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Cousins. Throw left side complete. That's Sanders. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of him and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Cousins to throw for it on fours. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Raiders trying on fourth down, but to no avail. And this defense will take over right near midfield at the 49-yard line. The Eagles' offense set to begin their next drive. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalposts, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Could be 4-down territory even if they don't get this, but they need just a few inches here on third. And they'll try and run for it with Gainwell. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. A third down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Hurts sets up to throw it. That's swung out wide to Sanders. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35. We're scoreless after 1. It's a 2nd down run with Sanders. And he'll get a little over 2, maybe a full 3 down to the 32-yard line. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Throwing is Hurts. Open man, that's Devontae Smith. And he's going to have an Eagles first down, and he was able to get it by play. A gain of 8 on 3rd and 3. Hurts a handoff to Sanders. They'll get him to the ground at the 20, following a pickup of 4.
If you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
2nd quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. The ball resting on the 20. Here's 2nd and 6. Hurts. Out left and hold in by Arcega-Whiteside. And they got this down to about the 12-yard line. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. They'll set up to throw. Over the middle, it's complete. Touchdown! Jalen Hurts on target to Dallas Goedert. And the Eagles post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this 2nd quarter. Elliott good on the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. That time, a 9-play drive, and the drive was all finished off on the touchdown catch by Dallas Goedert from the 6. And now a little across the 25 to the 27. Second drive of the game coming up for this Las Vegas offense. And last time they were stopped on 4th down. Had a drive stalled out. We'll see how they respond this go-around.
I'm eager to see what their mindset is.
And he's got a man complete. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. 39 yards there, a big one.
And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far. And never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game.
And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. And 22 more yards there, and another first down.
This has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
Great throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating the defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just scared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
But there's an incompletion, partner, and the struggles through the air continue because so far their lack of passing production has led to a lack of points.
Looking left side, he's got a man. That's more. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. Going for it with Sanders. And he won't have the touchdown, but he will have the first down as he's tackled at the 2. A chance now to get even before the break as they come up first and goal. They'll run with Sanders. And he's in. Touchdown, Raiders. Taking it in for 2 yards out. And the Raiders are on the board here in the final minute of the first half. Crew able to connect on the extra point, and that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. And the Eagles going to get one final possession in this first half. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And an anxious moment or two there, but they do get him down. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. They'll throw on first down with Hurts. He finds his tight end Goddard. That's complete. Now a timeout. 7 seconds left in the first half. From just shy of midfield, Hurts. And that will be incomplete. 4 ticks left here on the clock. They'll throw now on the final play. Into a sea of defenders have intercepted. And he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3 alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gordon. Fielded just outside the goal line. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Well, the first half, very even. I mean, really, in all facets, this ball game tied, Charles, so as we start the third quarter. Curious to see what the second half brings us.
Certainly am. I'm with you on that one. And we all know a lot of coaches in the NFL all the way down to the Pee Wee level. They love to spin it to their teams. Hey, we're starting a brand new, shorter ball game. It's all even. Let's go out and seize it. This is ours.
And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
This has certainly been a physical game so far. Limited scoring opportunities for both sides. And there's another chance that goes unfulfilled.
And this is going to be intercepted. It's Nakobe Dean with a pick. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line. On first and 10, it's Sanders. Tackle made there by Jordan Poyer.
Well, over the second half is better for him than the first half. They got to find a way to get him going as a big part of their offense.
Second down, back to Sanders. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offense coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
On 3rd down, it's Gainwell. He is going nowhere as he is enveloped behind the line. Calling he'll gain that time. They're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1. The kick by Elliott is good. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
And they will wrangle him down a couple of yards shy of the 30. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. And really, Charles, not much of a surprise that they're losing. They just haven't been able to get much of anything going in the pass game. And as you well know, in today's NFL, if the passing game isn't working, usually not much else is working either.
Exactly right about that, partner. And I know that right now, the easy answer would be, hey, let's run the football. But that might not be everything you need. So despite the fact that they've struggled throwing it, they've got to find some type of play, multiple plays, that puts the ball in the air and allows for them to have some success.
They'll run with Sanders up the middle. A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
2nd down, and back they go to Sanders. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let it pick up a 1st down, keep the sticks moving.
A nice run there by Sanders on 1st down as he'll wind up with a gain of about 7 before he's brought down. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. You are watching Madden Ultimate Team on EA Sports. Another run with Sanders. And this time not quite to the 30. Will be down at the 31-yard line. 45 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Throwing his Cousins. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Sanders. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. They've got another 1st down. The Raider passing game clicking on all cylinders right now. Up the middle they go with Sanders. And able to surge forward for about 5 yards down to the 10. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Here's Sanders. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. Less than 2 to play with just a field goal separating these two sides. So it's Raider football as we get you reset. They've got a 3rd down, but they are in field goal range already. Cousins to throw. This is caught. Touchdown Raiders. A great effort there. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Raiders have moved out in front here in the 4th quarter. He is putting in a great all-around game, Charles. He already ran one in for a score, and now they utilize him in the passing game.
They put a lot of pressure on the defensive coordinator and defense, don't they? Because they're used to him as a runner. But it turns out he's just as dangerous as some of those receivers, and he showed it right there. You don't pay enough attention to him defensively, he makes you pay.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I've never been an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them want to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
First down now, but the clock continues to move. First throw here taken in as he's able to find Goddard. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. They'll look to throw. Pass complete, Goddard. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what'll be an important third down. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. Back to throw. And he's got his man. It's the tight end Goddard. And he's going to have an Eagles first down as they're able to convert, albeit not by much, on 3rd and a yard. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. First down now with that clock rolling. Open man has got it, the tight end. And he gets it down a yard or two shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. Now a second down and 6. He'll look to throw. He delivers another Goddard complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 15-yard line. Back to throw. Left side here to Sanders. And it looks like he'll be just a yard shy of the 5 here as he's out at the 6. First down marker at the 5. It's 2nd and goal. He's back to throw. Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jordan Poyer. And the Raiders have just about sewn up this football game. Just when you thought this game might be turned on its ear, a late interception pretty much going to seal the deal.
Yeah, boy, talk about having your backs to the wall. This defense, they looked like they were in danger surrendering this lead, but they knew they needed that one play, and they got it right there, partner.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Another run here with Sanders. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. That one good for 13 and a Raider first down. So this one a victory for the Las Vegas Raiders. And they were spurred on by a strong performance in that 4th quarter as they held their opponents off the score.
Right. Killer Instinct was the longest one. Granted, KI and MKX were like the longest ones. Those are a couple of my favorite-ish games, right? So KI got 4 years. Badass, right? 4 years of Killer Instinct, 3.5 seasons of characters. I love it, right? Marvel 3, oh dear, let's not talk about that, okay? Ultimate Marvel 3 got 1 month of continued support, a very little bit. Marvel Infinite, woo-wee, let's really not talk about that. They didn't even fucking balance out the goddamn roster in NBCI, dude. There's still one more Marvel character than Capcom. And now DNF Duel, I was really looking forward to where they're going to take this game, and as of right now, maybe they're just being really coy because they are just figuring stuff out, but this does not give me a lot of confidence. MKX was great. MKX got the usual NRS like year and a half with a bunch of great DLC characters. MKX got it as much as an NRS game usually would. That's all you could ask for. You know? MKX also got fucking rollback netcode. So, I mean, MKX was done its fair share of amazing updates in the very small period of time that it was around. But unfortunately, as someone that really likes DNF Duel, I think this game's great, and I think I really enjoy a lot of parts of it. And I have a character in it that I really love playing. I don't know why the hell he looks so ugly and stupid, but they made him play like Hunter Predator from MKX, and I love that. So I always have a reason to go back and play this game, and I really enjoy it. It's kind of one of my favorite to play fighting game characters there is. But would I like to see the game supported in some way and continue forward with more characters and more changes to the system and make the game even crazier over time? Absolutely. Makes me think, like, maybe something happened to Aiden. Maybe Aiden just... busy? Maybe Arc System Works is too busy on something else? I just start thinking of, like, the behind the scenes. Because even from this point, right, I don't even know if sales make that big of a difference. Because even by this point, like, their projected sales numbers would not be that nuts. It's only 2 months out. It could either be a Nexon, an Arc System Works, or an Aiding thing, right? And who knows? It could be that Aiding proved themselves that they are still a competent fighting game developer, which they absolutely are. They put together a game that isn't, you know, completely falling apart and bug-ridden like crazy. No, they just made a relatively, like, busted-ass, crazy, fun-ass fighting game, for the most part, you know, outside of some lack of mobility. So, Aiding proved a lot with this game, in my opinion, that they still have the touch, right? So, I hope this isn't a bad sign for Aiding. I really don't. I hope it means that they hopefully have a bright future in fighting game development. Because as much as I would like to see them continue this game, I do feel that they showed that even after 10 years of them not making fighting games, they're still pretty good. You know, they created a game that looks like an Arc System game and plays like an Arc System Works game, and has a crazy amount of, like, Aiding bullshit. We have no idea how much they sold. No idea. But even at this point, sales, I don't even know, would be even technically representative of what they'd be able to change going forward. Even, here's the thing, Chad, even if they... DLC for fighting games isn't like, oh, let's wait to see what the game sells and then we'll make DLC. No, that hasn't worked that way since, like, the fucking Street Fighter 4 era. No, you make DLC ahead of time. Right? You start making the DLC pretty much as the game is finished. You pump the game out and then you immediately start working on the next characters. DLC is planned literally years in advance while the game is currently, like, being actively developed. Like, a very long time. People are like, oh, they were most likely finalizing, like, the Sakurai even talks about it, if not Murata talks about it, that in one of their interviews, for example, the Smash Brothers DLC was being figured out when Smash came out, right? Like, they already had the majority of the DLC solved, except, like, the last character, when the game came out, and it would take 2 to 3 years until they would eventually get to that point. So the solutions of who's going to be in the game, that was already solved. They already figured that shit out. It takes a long time to get this shit planned out and stuff. So, it's weird that DNF Duel would be like, hey, go make the game and make no DLC for it. See, like, we just expect it to not sell. Like, what? That seems weird, right? That seems weird that they wouldn't just have stuff ready and available. MVCI also didn't meet sales expectations, right? Didn't do nearly as bad as some fighting games, but still they pumped out 6 characters of DLC really fast. Because they planned to make DLC for the game. Yeah, Melty Blood was a relatively small game, small release, and it has a ton of DLC. It's weird. This is not a normal thing. And if that's the case, it could be a Nexon thing. Maybe Nexon was just like, yeah, fuck it, we're done. You know? No deal. Maybe Nexon's like, we just want to do this one thing. They weren't like, you know, Cygames, where they're like, hey, here's Grand Blue, make all this extra stuff for Grand Blue, go crazy. Maybe that's not the case for this game. You know, maybe it was a much different situation where we just want to get these characters in the game, make a small game out of it. That's it. That's our goal. We want to create like an ongoing, huge evolutionary esports thing. Maybe not. But who knows? You know, once again, maybe the whole goal of DNF Duel wasn't to get DFO players to become fighting game players. Maybe the whole goal of DNF Duel was to get you to go play DFO. And I think that makes a lot more sense. I mean, to be painfully obvious, I think that makes a lot more sense. I'm not saying DFO is a bad game. No, I'm not saying. I'm saying DFO is obviously the thing they want you to go play. But we could be wrong, right? All this doomer shit, we absolutely could be wrong. The only reason we're going through this wide variety of doomer bullshit right now is only because that this is an anomaly in fighting games. It absolutely is. This does not usually happen. For the past 10 years, fighting games usually come up with a clear and concise plan of how they are going to be supported, if not characters, and updates happen relatively quick, if not even before the game is out. You get an idea of what's coming next, how long you're going to have to wait for it, you know? And this game didn't have that? It's very weird. And all I gotta say is, thank you for your support of the But just to be clear how funny this situation is, here's where we're at, chat, as like a society and as an entertainment medium.